and today I'm just going to go into basically if you're starting a project car, I'm basically going to give you a list of possible things that you're going to want to keep in mind when starting a project car if you've never done one before. And it can vary for everybody because there's many different types of project cars, or I should say ways to go about rebuilding a car. Somebody could just be redoing the interior, some people just redoing the body of the car, some people doing engine work, some people doing the entire thing, suspension, you know what I mean. So I'm going to give you a list of things that is a pretty good idea of how to keep you on track and things that you might need. But keep in mind, they could vary. I might forget to name a few things, might name some things that you don't really necessarily need to focus on. But other than that, at the end of this, I'm going to try and add in a clip from school. There's a guy there that is supposedly the fastest Honda street legal car here in El Paso. It's a Honda CRX. I think it's around, like a 1990 or so. I'm not too sure. And I couldn't get the actual dyno results in the video because there were so many people around the dyno trying to watch it. So I have a video of that, and I do know the rough estimate. I know last time he had it dynoed at 690 horse. This time it's mid 700s, and it runs quarter mile in mid 9s to low 10s. So it's a pretty damn fast car, and just like this video, it was a project car. It started just normal, and it's basically, it's a street legal car, but I wouldn't drive it every day on the street. So I'll add in a clip of that. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And then I also got new tires on my Malibu, so just a quick clip of that. And now we will get into some actual information that you might want to know about starting a project car. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thank you guys. So like I stated, we're going to go into some things that you might want to focus on when starting your project car. But just to let you guys know, now in all of my tool talk videos or tool haul videos and stuff like that, I am trying to include links in the description of basically any tool that I talk about, or if I'm talking about, let's say, Tekton tools, I will try and include a majority of the Tekton tools that I have in a list linked to either Amazon or eBay or wherever you can find the best deal. And I know a lot of you guys have requested that, so I'm starting to link all the items that I talk about, and so I hope you guys enjoy that. But starting off, when you're getting ready to either purchase your first project car or start working on your first project car, the one thing you want to keep in mind is the biggest thing is time and money. Those are the two biggest things. If you don't have either of those, you can't really have a project car. There's plenty of people out there that have beautiful cars that don't have time to work on them, and that's completely understandable. I've been waiting to do this for 8 years. The entire time I was in the military, I had no chance to rebuild a car because I was too busy for one, didn't have anywhere to work on it. I was saving up money for it, specifically for it, and so as soon as I came close to the end of my military career, I had a good amount of money saved up specifically for the car, and as soon as I got out, I've had nothing but time. I'm just going to school, focusing on that, and rebuilding this car in the meantime. So you're definitely going to want to save up some money for it, unless you want to do it, paycheck by paycheck, or have a set amount aside for the project car. Also, obviously, you're going to have to make some time for it. One thing that was big for me, luckily, I'm this way with cars only. Patience. You need a lot of patience. Anything else, I don't have patience for. I get frustrated very easily. But when I'm working on a car, it's the only thing that really calms me down. And I really enjoy working on it. So try not to get frustrated. You're going to run into some issues where you're going to be frustrated, but do your best to just stay calm and just remember there's no rush to this. Book of specs on the vehicle, such as Chilton's or Haynes or something like that. You definitely want to have something like that, or find something online to help you get through what you're trying to do to the vehicle, whether you're working on the wiring and you don't know where or what wires are what. Those books will help you identify what is what. Same thing with where the computers are, hoses and sensors and all of that. It will tell you a bunch of different information that is really handy if you don't know a lot about the vehicle already. Also, when buying parts, you want to save all of your receipts, because a lot of the time when you're doing a project car like this, you're not using OEM stuff, so you take the chance of something not working, or you might need to fabricate something in order to make it work, but sometimes that's not possible. So make sure you save your receipts so you can take them or send them back and get the product you need. Something that I did, because this is my book for my project car. I keep everything in here. These were my plans from when I first started the car. I originally wanted to do the Vortex supercharger, and this was basically everything that I needed to know on basically swapping a carb engine in with a Vortex supercharger. You need, certain fuel pressure regulator and a certain fuel pump and things like that. Things run differently when running a supercharger. Just a lot of specs and pictures on how to. And then I made a list of stuff that I wanted to purchase. Like here, these are the things that I've done to the car. These are the things that I wanted to purchase and things that I still had to do. And then here's an exhaust design that I really like that I didn't want to forget about. Roll cage for the back seat. What else? Basically instructions for all the gauges that I bought. Receipts for everything. I got them all stacked in here. And then this is a very important one. This doesn't apply to everybody. If you just simply take out an engine, put the rebuilt engine back in, you don't change anything, you're fine. Or if you don't take the engine out at all, you're just, getting it to run. You don't have to worry about that. But with me, I installed a lot of new gauges, a lot of new toggles, redid all of the wiring. The wiring is completely different. It's not ran in the same location. It's got a lot of stuff deleted out of it. I don't run a lot of the AC lines and throttle body and all the sensors and stuff. I don't use that. But what I did use is routed a different way from what the manual is going to show you. So I made myself basically a personal wiring diagram for my engine bay and interior. Basically what each toggle is, where the wires run to. This is the engine bay on the driver's side. What all wires do I have running down the driver's side of the engine bay? What is all running down the passenger side? What runs from the passenger side to the driver's side? And things like that. Because, as you guys know, a lot of things have changed. And if something happens down the road, or when I go to start the car and I can't get it running, at least I know what wires are what wires are in what wire loom, things like that. It's a quick, easy reference in order to find what goes to what. And then I also drew up just a quick little, picture of the engine bay and where everything is. So that is a big thing. If you're going to be changing a lot of the wiring and you run into issues down the road, having a book like that can really help you. Another thing, if you're building, let's say, a car show car, it's specifically for weekends and car shows like mine's going to be. You don't have to, but I would suggest maybe taking a lot of pictures or videos of your car. You can put them on display at the car show so they can see what your car started out with, how it was when you first purchased the car and how it is now. That is a big thing, especially if you enter it into like the section of the car show that is specifically work in progress. If you don't have pictures of your car before, then they can't really see how much of a work in progress your car has actually been. So, and videos are always nice to have, your first startup, all that good stuff. So that's it for that. Next thing, you want to be buying quality parts. You don't want to cheap out on a lot of this stuff. I mean, there are minor things that you could, but I suggest if you're really putting your time and money into this, you might as well go with what really, makes you happy. You don't want to regret buying something. So get the best that you possibly can. Especially same with tools. I'm not going to go specifically into what tools you will need for a project car because, like I stated, it's very different for each project. If you're just doing interior and body work, you're obviously going to need different tools than what I need for an entire restoration. So I might make a video later on. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you want me to kind of go through my toolbox and be like, this is what you would need if you're doing, like interior work, and these are a majority of the tools that you would need if you're doing an engine overhaul and stuff like that. Let me know down in the comments if that is a video worth making or if you guys don't really care too much for that. But I can tell you a few things that you will need if you're doing engine pull and rebuild or dropping in a new engine. Obviously going to want some an impact, whether that's pneumatic or electrical or cordless. It's going to save you a lot of time and headache. So the next one are pullers, whether that be, there are many different types of pullers. A lot of different ones for suspension parts. So if you're redoing the entire suspension on the car, you're going to want certain suspension pullers and stuff like that. Harmonic balance puller, valve spring compressor, things like that. An engine stand if you're going to be rebuilding an engine, a cherry picker if you're going to be removing the engine, jack and jack stands if you don't have a lift. The majority of people don't have a lift there at home, so you're going to want a good quality jack and jack stands because you want to be safe when rebuilding a car. So that's about it as far as that stuff. But another thing I want to get into when building a project car, whether you're just doing interior or suspension or the entire thing, you want to make sure you have a nice clean area to work in. You don't want to be rolling around in dirt or rebuilding an engine in a pile of dust. Those are things that you really need to look out for. You want a nice clean work surface, not just the shop itself, but the area where you're going to be putting parts. You don't want a workbench that's covered in a whole bunch of crap that you're going to put parts, loose stuff like that. So make sure to stay organized and keep everything clean because that is very important. But that's about it as far as what I have for a project car or things that you need to look out for. But I really suggest making your own personal wiring diagram. Just write down where you're running stuff so you don't forget. It's going to save you a headache from later on down the road if you run into any issues. But other than that, let's get into just a quick clip of my new tires, and then you will see the Honda CRX on the dyno. It's about a 30-second video, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Also, don't forget all my tool talk videos, tool haul videos, anything to do with tools, I will be linking their descriptions or their website down in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're almost to 1,500 subscribers. We're all doing another gift giveaway, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. So stick around and enroll in that video. Thank you guys. Alrighty guys, so like I stated, I am getting new tires for my 2012 Malibu LTZ. These are 18-inch rims. So I got two 25/50 R18s, and I'm shooting this in the morning. This afternoon I'll shoot a clip after I get the new tires on. But basically I have Arizona plates and I'm here in Texas now, so I need to swap over. And I gotta get the inspection done, and I'm pretty damn sure these tires are not gonna pass inspection. And plus, I got a baby on the way, and the last thing I wanna do is put my child in danger. The last thing I want is for us to be coming home from the hospital or something and have a tire blowout. So I definitely wanna get new tires. These are Potenza S04s. They are pretty expensive tires. I believe I paid around $900 for all four tires, and they're directional tires. They're really nice tires. I've had them for a couple years now, but the tread is basically gone. Here's the wear indicator, and it's almost right on that. And then I also got some dry cracking over here on the sides. And these are the better ones. I had them rotated, so the good ones are on the front. The ones on the back are even worse. they're about as bald as I want to take chances with. So it's time for new tires, and I was looking at a whole bunch of different places because I don't really like going used tires, but I went to Discount Tire and Tire Rack, and the cheapest I could find a set of 4 tires were $475 mounted and installed and balanced and all that. And then I had a buddy that I go to school with. He recommended this place, and they were actually able to get me a set of tires brand new for $350 installed. So I can't beat it. I'm trying to save a little bit of money. This is just my daily driver, so don't need any performance tires on here or anything. So I'm gonna save a little bit of money, get those tires installed, and I'll show them to you once they're on. Alrighty guys, so we got some new tires put on. They are a brand I've never heard of, but I was okay with that because they're cheaper. They're still pretty damn good tires. We did go up to 235/50 R18s just because it was the same price, better than the brand than before, and it just gives me a little bit more surface area on the road. So that's fine, and it doesn't affect anything with the car. So let me see if I can find the name. It's a little dirty right now. ACCEIERA. I think they're made in Indonesia, but yeah, they're pretty decent tires though. 55,000 mile warranty, 3 free tire rotations, and free fixes for flats and damage to the tires. So pretty damn good deal. Like $350 for everything. So I'm pretty happy with it.